Hello and welcome to the Web Basics. Let's look at what is the communication challenge gap that we have. Okay, let's understand a challenge that we have in terms of communication and how this web actually help us to solve that challenge. So before that, let's understand what is the challenge. So let's meet two friends. One is Jim, and Jim is from USA, and one is Bob, he's from Australia. Okay, and Jim is thinking about something. So Jim is thinking, I want to buy a phone for a cheaper price. Okay, and he's looking for a phone in the market, and he's always thinking, how can I buy a cheaper price iPhone maybe, right? And Bob is in Australia. He want to sell a phone for a cheaper price. Well, there are two different kinds of people. One is called as buyer, who want to buy things, and one is called as seller, who want to sell things, right? And what is the challenge that they have? They have this communication gap. The gap between buyer and seller. Buyer want to buy it and seller want to sell it. Well, how they can find themselves and how the communication gap can be reduced. This is the challenge here. That's basically the communication gap between a buyer and a seller. Okay, let's understand two challenges that we have. Well, challenge number one is the language. Does Jim and Bob speak same language? That's the first challenge. The second language is a distance. How Jim can find Bob? Well, to solve this communication challenge, you have to solve these two problems. The first problem is, does Jim and Bob speak same language? So you have to agree on to one language, and then you also have to solve a distance problem where Jim and Bob can communicate with each other irrespective of their distance. So let's take this challenge and understand this, and let's understand what are the definitions of protocol, TCP/IP, internet in terms of solving these two challenges. The challenge number one is the language, where does Jim and Bob speak same language? The challenge 2 is a distance, how Jim can find Bob. Okay, so that's the challenge of communication gap. Let's understand the other things.